Welcome to Celestial Insights, a weekly podcast that brings the stars down to earth. I'm your host, astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks. My purpose is to provide practical, unique, and insightful guidance to help you navigate the energies of the week like a boss. Hello, this is Celeste of Astrology by Celeste, and on this episode, I will discuss the astrology for the week of September 25th. The theme of this week is the power of love. And there are three big things I want you to think about. So we start this week out with a new moon in the air sign of Libra at 2 degrees of Libra. Libra is cardinal initiating energy. It rules relationships, specifically one-on-one relationships. You can think about setting intentions about how you're going to improve your relationships, how you're going to get more balance in your relationships or harmony, or find win-win solutions when you come up against conflict. You can also set intentions about what you want to draw to yourself. Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, of the planet of love, beauty, and harmony. And you can think about, what do you want to magnetize to yourself? What do you really desire? And there's some intensity with this new moon because Venus is trine Pluto on the day of the new moon, and Mars will be contra-parallel Pluto for several days this week. And so Venus and Mars, attraction and drive, we can think about how they are really kind of amped up with this primal energy of Pluto, this plutonic nature that, there can be a lot simmering underneath the surface. There can be a lot of determination. You may see some struggles for power and things as you move through this week. There is so much to this new moon. It's really bountiful. I think it also has the ability for people to set intentions and really put some things into action. The cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, start the seasons. They're pivots. Having a new moon at this pivot point as we enter autumn, like very early on in the season, can be a time where you set intentions and really make things happen. And I'm having a new moon webinar today on Sunday. And you can go to the link in the show notes and sign up, or go to my website, astrologybyceleste.com. This will be live on Zoom, where I will discuss the anatomy of the new moon, as well as it's a very interactive discussion where I'll be doing hot takes on people's charts. The investment is $35. So sign up now if you want to join. It's at 12 p.m. Pacific time. If you hear this soon enough, if you can't make it, you'll get the recording. Also, my free guide, Setting Intentions with the Moon Phases, is available for Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius seasons now. And there are worksheets in the guide to help you, stick with the intentions you set in order to manifest. So come to the workshop or get the free guide. If you're on my mailing list, it will automatically be sent to you. But check the show notes for the links or go to astrologybyceleste.com. The second thing I want to make you aware of is that Venus is going to enter Libra on Thursday. Libra is one of the home signs for the planet Venus. So Venus is at home in Taurus and Libra and rules both of those signs. And when a planet is in its home sign, it has the ability to express the energy with ease. And so Venus wants to be harmonious, wants to connect, wants to draw to itself what it desires. And in Libra, an air sign, this can be a lot about communication, as well as the intellectual processes. A famous Venus in Libra is James Cordon, the talk show host that does Carpool Karaoke. And you can see how he is more driven than some of the others to there's just a kindness to the interactions that he has with his guests. He's not, kind of snarky like David Letterman, who was the host, I believe, that came before him. Like his jokes can have a little bit of an edge, but there is a niceness. Venus in Libra also has a drive to want to be in relationship. And both Will and Jada Smith have Venus in Libra, and their relationship has been very public and had ups and downs, but they have stayed together for the long haul. I'm sure that the Oscar situation caused them both a lot of shame because Venus in Libra is also concerned about how things look on the surface. And yeah, that event at the Oscars where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock was very shocking. And, he has a moon in Scorpio. So his Scorpio moon came out that evening, overruling that Venus in Libra. Yeah, that was quite shocking. People with this signature also are known for seeking equal partnerships rather than wanting to be in a position of dominance over the other. Now, I think this is going to be a good time for women potentially to make some strides, because the last thing that I want to bring your attention to is that Ceres, which is an asteroid, enters the sign of Virgo. The Ceres archetype is the mother. So Demeter, she was a goddess of the harvest, and her daughter Persephone was stolen by Pluto and taken down into hell. And so she let everything die because she was in such a state of grief until Zeus negotiated a deal with Pluto to let Persephone come back from the other world for 6 months. And this is the myth that pertains to why we have the seasons, why everything dies in the fall and the winter and then grows anew in spring and summer. So Virgo is also related to harvesting and related to service. And people with Ceres and Virgo can be really good at nurturing others to achieve by applying their skills and talents in order to bring excellence into their work. So there may be a lot of news about food. Ceres is very associated with food and the harvest and grains, or food shortages. So there's a lot about how the Ukrainian war, Russia's aggression in Ukraine, is leading to food shortages in places where they heavily relied on the supplies from Ukraine. And with the Saturn in Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus being very close in aspect, they are within a degree of the square. They will never perfect the square again. It happened 3 times last year, but this is about, Saturn structures, things we thought we could rely on, Uranus falling apart. So yeah, there may be some news about this, but on a potential positive side, there may be news about women. Venus rules women getting together in order to, organize and have goals and achieve them as we come up to the next election in the United States, and potentially, putting people in office that will not continue us down the road of limiting women's rights, to with the overturn of Roe versus Wade, as well as, men getting active and people who identify as non-binary or what have you. So yeah, this could be a really powerful time for organizing of women and building relationships that you have common goals with people on equal footing. So think about that as you move through this week. On Sunday, the word of the day is come hither. The week starts with the moon in Virgo, and within a half an hour, it will conjunct Venus in Virgo. So the moon and Venus are the 2 feminine planets. There is this beautiful feminine energy. It is called a goddess day when the moon and Venus meet once a month. This is a beautiful day to cook someone breakfast, showing some love through a simple act of service. Now then the moon will enter Libra at 9:42 a.m. Pacific time, and you may find yourself being a lot more flirtatious. And on this day, at the end of the day, Venus will be in a trine with Pluto. So the moon will be answering into Venus trine Pluto, which is very seductive, very sexual, very passionate energy. This is where the come hither comes in. Yes, I love it. And I love that we're having the new moon at 2 Libra at 2:54 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so this is a great day to get your flirt on, as well as maybe strategize about how you will do so in the future, how you will magnetize things to yourself. And a wonderful day to come to my webinar if you're hearing this in time, the New Moon Workshop. Check out my website to join. On Monday, the word of the day is repartee. So on this day, Mercury and Venus, both in Virgo, will meet at 26 degrees. This is a day where you can have really great conversations, where you get into the specifics about how you want to move forward together with someone else. Now, Mercury is retrograde, so watch your words. Don't be too nitpicky. Virgo can want to bring order to chaos or just perfect things or tweak them just a little bit. So editing is great without being too nitpicky. The sun will also be opposite Jupiter. This happens once a year, where the sun will be at 3 degrees of Libra and Jupiter's at 3 degrees of Aries. So on the axis of the self versus the other, there can be success in partnership. Now watch out. You may see people acting a little bit arrogant. Jupiter makes everything bigger, and it can make, the ego much bigger. But hopefully people will just be cheerful, not self-righteous. So yeah, this could be a really positive day where you experience some success or have pleasant surprises come through. Notice if you see people flirting or, just talking to each other in a lighthearted manner. Now remember, Mars is also contra-parallel Pluto, and they stay in this relationship, which is slightly oppositional until Thursday. And you might notice that there is a subtext underneath the surface of conversations where there's this kind of like edge to them where someone's trying to assert their will or like some domination over the other party, even though on the surface the conversation feels light and pleasant. Think the movie Dangerous Liaisons. That is a wonderful movie with John Malkovich and Glenn Close and Uma Thurman and Keanu Reeves. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, this would be a great day to watch that movie. On Tuesday, the word of the day is seductive. Now, Mercury will trine Pluto on this day. Mercury at 26 Virgo, Pluto at 26 Capricorn. There may be some really powerful presentations that you see on this day, or people speak with just this intensity that almost has you seduced by their words. There's again this undercurrent of something primal. The moon will enter Scorpio at 4:14 p.m. Pacific time. This is deep waters. This is an intense energy. You can use this to be very strategic or think strategically with Mercury trine Pluto and the moon in Scorpio. Yeah, this is great. The moon in Libra can help you find the words, but once it goes into Scorpio, you can deepen the message that you're sharing with that. And the sun will also be parallel Jupiter. So this is almost like a conjunction where the sun, the life-giving force, and Jupiter, the planet of abundance, are talking to each other and dialoguing in an easy flowing way. And you may just feel really good on this day, or some people may feel really fiery because Jupiter's in Aries and there's this oppositional plus conjunction. It's this could be a very interesting day. Mars, the planet of action, will trine Saturn, the planet of structure, on this day as well. So, hard work and determination can help you get some success as well. They're both in air signs, so you may have the ability to just stick with things. You can do hard things on this day. On Wednesday, the word of the day is experiment. Venus will be sexquiquadrate the North Node, and this is a 135-degree aspect where it's a combination of the square and the semi-square. And so there can be achievement, but after frustration, considerable frustration. So you may find yourself like suffering from some delays or restrictions. Mercury is retrograde and known for that. That's on task for Mercury to delay things. But if you keep at it and maybe experiment with doing things different ways, you may be able to get what you desire. So think about that on this day. And with Venus in the North Node, it may be someone else who helps you. You make a connection or find some other way of doing things in order to get yourself to this level of achievement. So don't give up. Pivot and experiment with different ways of taking action. On Thursday, the word of the day is devotion. Venus enters the sign of Libra at 12:48 a.m. Pacific time, where it will be at home until October 23rd. Ceres enters Virgo at 1:55 a.m. Pacific time. Venus and Ceres, these feminine energies, think about what you're really devoted to. And the Crescent Moon phase starts at 6 a.m. at 21 Scorpio. So as we can see that sliver of light in the sky, you may feel a push forward to move the intentions you set at the new moon forward. So let that internal push you to take action. And the moon will enter Sagittarius at 9:03 p.m. Pacific time. So really, hopefully you will connect in with your vision when the moon is in Sagittarius. You may feel a shift as we come out of those deep waters into the fiery energy of Sagittarius. And if you're awake at that time, just feel more energetic and boundful. Notice how you feel when you wake up on Friday, if you feel a difference between how you felt Wednesday and Thursday mornings when the moon was in the deep waters of Scorpio versus the optimistic energy of Sagittarius. On Friday, the word of the day is graceful. There are so many quintiles in the sky on this day. This would be a wonderful day to have a baby because they could be just so talented. I see this like being a really talented artist or dancer, someone who is just so graceful and elegant, really embodying all the Libra energy. And the moon is in Sagittarius in this beautiful trine with Jupiter and Aries, and sextile with the sun in Libra. And this person would have some really a great ability to stand within their power because Mars and Pluto are in a biquintile, have unique ways of asserting or harnessing their own power. This is a beautiful day for people having babies on this day. Although, they'll have Saturn square Uranus. So they will be a very, this could be a person with a spine of steel. I like it. So think about how you can maintain harmony and grace on this day. Maybe go out dancing in the evening. I could think that could be a lot of fun. On Saturday, the word of the day is deluge. This day, people could be pretty emotional. The sun is contra-parallel Neptune. So I just feel like this flow of water, and the moon in Sagittarius is going to activate what was the empty space of the T-square to the last quarter moon, where the sun was in Virgo. This was last week. The sun was in Virgo and the moon was in Gemini, and Neptune was in Pisces, all at 24 degrees. That's the day we had those extensive floods in Alaska. And then the next day, Puerto Rico, all the power's out due to a hurricane. Now, I thought this was going to be the story of the full moon, tremendous floods, but no, it waited to the last quarter moon where the sun opposite Neptune and that mutable T-square. So there could be some more of this potentially, or it could just be about people feeling like a deluge of emotions, hopefully positive emotions with the moon in Sagittarius, but there's like this fiery, watery energy. Yeah, so just be aware, like maybe check in with yourself about how you're feeling so you don't react from your subconscious, or your reactive behaviors don't like to overtake you unexpectedly. So just keep that in mind. Do some check-ins during the day with yourself about how you're feeling. So that's it for this week's episode. Feel free to email me at celeste@astrologybyceleste.com with any astrology in action stories, or let me know how the daily themes are playing out for you. Don't forget to grab the free guide. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you at my new moon webinar workshop. And if not, I'll catch you next week. Thank you for listening to Celestial Insights. To learn more about my work, please visit my website, astrologybyceleste.com, where I offer personal readings, horary consultations, cosmic coaching, group events, and classes to help guide people to higher levels of fulfillment. You can also find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Astrology by Celeste. If you enjoyed Celestial Insights, please help others find the show. Follow, rate it 5 stars, or write a nice review. I would so appreciate it. I'm astrologer, coach, and intuitive Celeste Brooks, and I'll be back next week.